And speaking of this experience of observing geckos and seeing how they, attack and then defend and attack and defend and attack continuously, and the parallel that has to humans, where we feel threatened. So then instead of pausing and understanding why we're threatened, we just go on the attack, and then because the other person feels attacked, they then, without pausing, attack you. Like react, 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 react. I was reminded of how important it is to really get to the root of triggers and why it's important. Because, these triggers, usually the roots and why we're triggered, why we feel threatened, it's very, very simple. But these triggers, the same trigger, like the same root, can be triggered by different things. So whenever you have a moment where you are triggered, it's really a golden opportunity to pause, to really, really just sit with all those uncomfortable feelings, even though it feels so much easier and comfortable to attack and deflect, and to move away from your trigger. Do the hard thing of coming back to you and just sitting with yourself and getting safe within yourself so you can get to the root of why it is that you're feeling threatened. Trigger, is a term that's just thrown around these days, but basically trigger means threat. Like, why were you threatened? And it's such a valuable time if you're triggered or when you're triggered to just go within and to get that simple answer. It can be just one word. I felt sad. What they did made me feel sad. That can be the root of your trigger. It brought up sadness. And then from there, you can sit with yourself even more and discover, have an open mind, and to allow yourself to feel those moments of sadness that happened in your life before whatever instant you felt this triggering. It can be many moments that come up, or it can be one specific moment that comes up. It can be, the more you sit with these triggers, the origin point of when that trigger was born, when you felt threatened for the first time, that can also come up. But these triggers, they can be rooted so deep in you, and these moments of being triggered can be such a, but these moments can be a deep dive into your root system to explore and find where these triggers come from. And when you do, you feel them and you sit with them, and the less they start to have control on you over time. But for them to have less control over you, you have to sit with them. You have to sit with emotions, you have to sit with feelings and thoughts and even your beliefs, because these triggers can really create belief system that gets reinforced over time. It can be such, I've been picturing deeply rooted roots, but also with lots of soil around it, so it's very tough. And the way to dismantle these roots, or these beliefs, feelings, these thoughts that arise from triggers, is to really feel them and to love them and show them compassion, so that these triggers have less impact over your life. And triggers aren't bad. That's what I feel very called right now to say. Triggers aren't bad. When you break it down, trigger is just a threat. You feel threatened, right? Is being threatened or feeling threatened bad in and of itself? No. It's just feeling threatened. It's neutral. But we assign beliefs to that and thoughts. We say, oh yeah, it's bad to be triggered, it's bad to feel this, bad to feel that, but that's just judgment. Triggers aren't bad. Triggers can feel scary. And I think that's why often we just ignore and just go for the attack and just relax, not relax, react. That's why we just react, because feeling triggered can feel scary and bad. And we want to avoid these things. You know, we can choose to avoid them because it's easier and it's more comfortable to avoid. And it's more comfortable to just react. But is that really comfortable? I don't think so. So yeah, I didn't know where this is gonna go, but yeah, I think this video started with why it's really important to feel triggers and to explore triggers. So I hope there's something in this video for you. And yeah, if you want to dive deeper into yourself, learn more about self-acceptance, self-love, reconnecting with yourself, feel free to check out my other videos and posts on Instagram where I share my story and my experience as well. Thanks for watching.